Hi, I'm Dave Gardy for Cybersecurity TV from our studios here near Washington, D.C. for this special presentation in the SteelCloud Compliance Automation Series. And joining me now here in the studio is Mr. Brian Hajost, who's the COO of SteelCloud. Brian, good to see you again.
Thank you.
Today we're going to talk about mobile workforce security. Can you describe the mobile workforce use case and maybe how it has changed recently?
Sure. Well, we've always had in the federal government a mobile workforce, but traditionally it was a workforce that had to move from station to station or base to base or building to building. But I think all of that changed during COVID when the government prepared to actually have folks telework. And then since COVID's ended, what has remained is a hybrid workforce where people may work 2 or 3 days a week in the office and then out of the office, or permanently work from home. So it's been a pretty dramatic change that's happened since COVID regarding the mobile workforce.
Now, when considering cyber compliance, as with STIGs, what challenges does the new mobile workforce present to traditional compliance technologies?
Well, you think about what needs to happen. You've got systems that are determining what hygiene needs to be implemented, and then systems that need to assess. So you've got two issues. One is a scheduling issue. When you don't have a workforce that the vast majority is sitting 8 to 5 at a desk where you know when you can update and you can scan them. And the other thing is with the mobile workforce is they're connected through satellite or multi-hop VPN. So what you're able to do when they're on the wire on the network become very cumbersome when they're off the network through slow links.
And what other challenges do customers have in supporting a large mobile workforce?
Well, I think it's those two issues. One is a scheduling issue. They could push the button to run a job at any minute of the day and only hit a percentage of their workforce. So it's really hard to schedule if you're doing centralized scheduling. And the other is just the bandwidth and the speed, something that might take 5 or 10 minutes if that workstation was on the network may take an hour or more when they're on a slower link. So, bandwidth and speed and getting things done becomes a real issue also.
Now, how can these technical challenges be addressed with new technologies?
Well, there are. If you look at the two problems, one's a bandwidth problem, one's a scheduling problem. Both can be solved. Traditional, agent-based technology where some of the work or more of the work gets done at a local machine, so that potentially only results are sent over the wire. Helps solve the bandwidth issue, but doesn't really solve the scheduling issue. From a scheduling standpoint, you really need autonomy in the endpoints in which a schedule, hygiene policies can be sent, and the endpoint can operate autonomously so they can implement, scan, remediate, report, collect data, whether they're on or off the network.
Now, what has SteelCloud been doing to support its customers wrestling with the realities of the new mobile workforce?
Well, we've spent the last 4 years working with some very large desktop programs in the Department of Defense, and collecting data, seeing what the problems are, really understanding how we can move the dial in terms of automation and technology. And so what we came up with was a capability for an autonomous agent that it can scan and remediate off the network. It does two things. One, it reduces network traffic by over 95% and reduces the time if you want to assess or you want to implement policy and endpoints. It reduces that time by almost 99%. So those two capabilities really attack the two largest issues you have with compliance for mobile workforces.
And this technology is in testing now?
Yes, we have three test organizations, one DoD, one Department of Energy, and one commercial organization that are just finalizing the last phase of their testing this month.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate the time you've taken to explain all about the new mobile workforce. We've been speaking with Brian Hajost, who's the COO of SteelCloud. Brian, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm Dave Gardy for Cybersecurity TV and the SteelCloud Compliance Automation Series. Thanks for watching.